Canon appears to be entering another important phase in the evolution of its professional mirrorless system, and the growing number of industry reports surrounding the Canon EOS R3 Mark II suggests that an announcement could be closer than many photographers expected. Nearly 5 years have passed since the original EOS R3 was introduced, and during that time the demands placed on professional cameras have changed significantly. Sports photography has become faster, wildlife photography has become more demanding, and hybrid workflows have become increasingly common. To remain competitive in this rapidly evolving market, Canon now faces the challenge of improving an already respected camera without losing the qualities that made it successful in the first place. When the original EOS R3 arrived in 2021, it occupied a unique position within Canon's lineup. It was never intended to be a resolution-focused flagship or simply another mirrorless body with incremental upgrades. Instead, it was built around a very clear philosophy: deliver uncompromising speed, exceptional reliability, and dependable autofocus for photographers who work under pressure. From international sporting competitions to professional wildlife expeditions and high-speed news coverage, the EOS R3 quickly earned a reputation as a camera that could be trusted when every frame mattered. Rather than competing in the megapixel race, Canon concentrated on real-world performance, and that decision resonated with professionals around the world. That same design philosophy is expected to continue with the Canon EOS R3 Mark II. Current rumors suggest Canon has little interest in dramatically changing the camera's identity. Instead, the company appears focused on refining nearly every aspect of its performance while preserving the speed, ergonomics, and dependability that professionals already appreciate. This approach makes sense because photographers who rely on cameras like the EOS R3 rarely ask for revolutionary changes. They want familiar handling, predictable operation, and measurable improvements that increase the number of successful images they capture during demanding assignments. Industry timing also strengthens speculation that the Canon EOS R3 Mark II may arrive soon. Canon has traditionally introduced professional cameras ahead of major international sporting events, ensuring that agency photographers and media organizations have access to new equipment before covering global competitions. With another busy calendar of world-class sporting events approaching, many analysts believe Canon has a strategic opportunity to refresh one of its most important professional cameras. The original EOS R3 is also approaching the point where a successor would naturally be expected, making the current rumors even more believable. The competitive landscape is very different from what it was in 2021. Sony has continued advancing stacked sensor technology while introducing innovative global shutter cameras that eliminate rolling shutter almost entirely. Nikon has significantly refined its autofocus algorithms and high-speed shooting performance through successive generations of professional mirrorless cameras. Canon itself expanded its lineup with the EOS R1, introducing a new flagship designed for photographers who demand the highest possible level of performance. Against this backdrop, the Canon EOS R3 Mark II must carve out its own identity by offering meaningful upgrades while remaining distinct from Canon's flagship model. One area expected to receive considerable attention is the image sensor. Rather than pursuing dramatically higher resolution, most rumors indicate Canon will continue prioritizing sensor speed. Professional sports and wildlife photographers generally value fast readout performance more than extremely large image files because speed directly influences shooting efficiency. A faster stacked sensor allows quicker burst shooting, reduced rolling shutter distortion, and more responsive autofocus calculations. If the Canon EOS R3 Mark II delivers substantial improvements in these areas, it could become an even stronger tool for photographers capturing fast-moving subjects under constantly changing conditions. Rolling shutter has become one of the most important considerations for mirrorless cameras that rely heavily on electronic shutters. Distortion caused by slow sensor readout can affect moving subjects, particularly in sports, motorsports, and wildlife photography. Faster readout speeds would allow the Canon EOS R3 Mark II to minimize these issues while giving photographers greater confidence when using silent electronic shooting. This would be particularly valuable during indoor sports, golf tournaments, tennis matches, and wildlife situations where mechanical shutter noise can become distracting. Although the camera is not expected to dramatically increase resolution, image quality should still improve through advances in sensor design and processing. Better dynamic range could preserve more detail in both highlights and shadows, making challenging lighting situations easier to manage. Improved color accuracy and smoother tonal transitions could also produce images requiring less correction during editing. Professional photographers frequently work in unpredictable lighting environments, and these subtle improvements often have a much greater impact than simple increases in megapixel count. High ISO performance has always been one of the strongest characteristics of the EOS R3, and many photographers expect Canon to build upon that foundation. Rumors suggest the Canon EOS R3 Mark II may combine a more efficient sensor with an upgraded image processor capable of reducing noise while maintaining fine detail. This would allow professionals to continue shooting confidently at extremely high ISO settings during indoor arenas, evening sporting events, or early morning wildlife sessions where available light is limited. If these reports prove accurate, the Canon EOS R3 Mark II could become one of the most refined action-focused mirrorless cameras Canon has ever produced. By building upon the proven strengths of the original model while introducing faster sensor technology, smarter autofocus, stronger processing, improved viewing experience, and practical video enhancements, Canon may once again deliver a professional camera that prioritizes reliability where it matters most. Alongside the expected Canon EOS R7 Mark II, these updates could reinforce Canon's position across both professional full-frame and APS-C markets, providing photographers with powerful new tools for the years ahead.